And good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the December 15th edition of Makers and Movers podcast. I'm your host, Todd. How are you doing today? I, as you may be able to tell, I'm a little under the weather. That was amazing to deal with that come. What day was that? That was Friday. Friday afternoon out of nowhere. It just kind of hit me. I sat there and I'm like, man, it just didn't start feeling the greatest. I started running a temp, and that was all she wrote. So yeah, talk about an unproductive weekend. That really sucked because we had a lot to do, and I laid on the bed, laid on the couch a lot, and did stuff when I could from my phone. So we're here, we're with you. Whew, that time of year. Now, it's your first time here, a long time here. I need to know who you are, where you're from, what the weather's like in your area, and what's in your cup, right? Yeah. Yeah, see? Can't even think right. We got the peach 5 Celsius rocking this morning. And it is cold, but not as cold. We had like negative 30 and 40 wind chills over the weekend. That's ridiculous. But tomorrow, I think we're supposed to get like up in the 40s or 30s. I don't know. I think it's supposed to be pretty nice. I think tomorrow, maybe. I don't know. Continue as we go through all this. Yeah, it's a day, right? Today, and today we're talking about the orders you didn't take because that's what we're doing. Is it doesn't seem there's jobs that we didn't take because it's that time of year and we just couldn't fit it in there, and that's kind of what we're going to talk about today. So check in below. We'll check in with everybody and see how we're doing. I did get some 3D prints rolling. Hudson had a ball this weekend getting those things figured out and learning some stuff, and he printed out some stuff. So I think that'll be a fun thing. And for that mentorship community, I got questions for you guys when we get in there because I'm like, I'm going to try this. And I couldn't figure out how to do it. So, all right, let's check in and see how everybody's doing. Gabrielle, good morning to you. Or good afternoon, right? Good afternoon. Hello, Cold, working on t-shirts, still 5D painting. Love it, love it, love it. Morning, Renee. 8, wind chill -2 on the way to 26 with the wind chill 12, right? Almost sunny. The sun did peak out here, so I'll do that. Water bottle, tea brewing. Bear football. Hey, I mean, we still have a quarterback, and we're still in the playoffs, so right? It could be worse. Linda, good morning to you. 32 on the way to 50 there in Central Cup. That is cold. Hi, Linda. Hi, Renee. Good morning, Marcy. Good morning, Adrian. How are you doing? Mama, grand rising to you. We're started now. There you go. Yep. Music starts, intros, all that. That's how it goes. Barb, good morning. North Central was up 6 and cloudy. Hot tea in the cup. 5 things. Customer pickups. Cut HDV. Fixed laptop issues. Sewing alterations and digitizing laptop issues are no fun. Hi, Renee from Barb. And good morning, Barb from Renee. And hello, Jerry. Yeah, it was bad. I had stuff to do on Friday afternoon, and I just sent out emails and stuff or answered messages that said, yep, we're going to get working on this here this afternoon when I get back in the office. And then it was like probably 2:00, right when we were go get the kids from school, 2:30. And I just didn't start feeling like I got home from there, and I was running a temp, and it just like hit me out of nowhere. So I said, I'm taking meds, and that was it. And rest, sleep, try and get stuff done, but it still feels achy as hell today. Hi, Barb and Jerry from Linda. Wrestling, I'm getting there. I'm better. Saturday, I think, was the worst. Sunday, I'm better than that. So I'll take that there. Close to 80 this coming weekend. I could probably use some of that. We're supposed to get to 43 tomorrow, Wednesday. Snow will start to move in. Yeah, I think we're in 40s like Wednesday, Thursday as well. Selena, 30s and 40s there. Good thing you can send prints to the. I know. But one of the things is there's like certain things I figured out that you can't do from the app. Hudson was like trying to do this. So I'm like, just grab the laptop and let's see. So he printed out some fidgets and some elf boots and some, what else did he put? Ornament and some other stuff over there. And it'll make its way eventually in here. And we've got some plans for it to try out. Because there's stuff that we want to make for the business to be able to show, especially show off the rhinestones. So super excited about that because business, that's what it is. It's there for the business. And I'm like, here, figure it out so you can help. Hi, Jerry from Barb. Yeah, we could be KC fans. That is right. I didn't say it. Uh, yes, and the camera on the P2S is amazing. That theme thing is awesome, awesome, awesome. Christina, good morning. Water, social cloudy, weather, not cold. Oh, I'll take not cold. Lots of honey tea. Water. I'm more of a water. I'll have one of these and I'll probably do, probably a gallon at least of water today because I'll fill up my cup 4 or 5 times. And that's a 32-ounce cup. So what is 4 quarts to the gallon? Yeah. And then chicken noodle for dinner tonight. Maybe I'll be back. I'll be back at full strength. It doesn't matter. We got stuff to do. I can't take anymore. It was, like I said, it was perfect time to start feeling sick. It was Friday afternoon because traditionally on the weekend I used to catch up. This weekend I had stuff to do, but we're just rolling into it because that's what we do, right? That's what we do this time of year. Okay. So as we talk today, this there's comes a moment every December. We're December 15th right now, when that message pops up, and it does make your stomach drop a little. It's the desperate, emotion, excuse me, emotional last minute request from somebody who really needs just one more, just one more. I just need one more shirt, or one more mug, or one more tumbler. In years past, we just said yes, without even thinking about it. Rearranged the day, figured out somehow how to get it done for them. And what would happen is we would pay for it later, with, the late nights, the cold coffee, and that wave of regret. But this year is different. Because we honored our cutoff, and we talked about that. If you honored your cutoff, what'd you do? You protected your peace. Finally said no. And that choice matters more than you might realize. So we celebrate the orders that we didn't take. And why that decision is one of the clear signs that you're growing as both a maker and as a business owner. So, number one, right, is saying no means that you are operating like a real business. Now, many makers will confuse saying yes with good customer service, but professionals in every single industry, they operate with boundaries. Doctors, mechanics, restaurants, and stylists all have schedules, all have cutoffs, and all have limits. And no one questions their professional about it or because of it, right? When you say no, you're not stepping into the same role. No, when you're saying no, you are stepping into that same role and showing customers that your timeline, your workflow, and your deadlines really do matter. Now, saying no, that also teaches people how to interact with your business. Customers learn that your policies are real and that planning ahead is really part of working with you. Now, over time, this builds respect, not resentment. And it really does position you as someone, running a business instead of just reacting to emergencies. So some examples of this is a screen print shop. They stopped accepting orders after the holiday cutoff, and they noticed that the following years, customers began ordering earlier. Another tumbler maker who really held firm on her deadline so that customers really praised her organization instead of pushing back on it. So for action step for this, we just need to write one sentence that defines your boundary, such as, I honor my cutoff because. Now, what's the rest of it? It protects the quality of every order I take. Okay? Now, number two, declining the rush orders, those really do protect your quality. One rushed order has the power to derail an entire production day. You skip steps, you rush decisions, and sometimes you even break your own systems just to make it work. The pressures increase, mistakes. The pressure increases mistakes. The pressure, increases redos, and really increases that stress, especially during an already hectic time of year. By saying no, you protected the consistency and quality that your business relies on. Customers, they ultimately care, far more about receiving something done well than watching you scramble to perform miracles for them. Protecting your quality, it really does protect your reputation. So, some examples of this, who's been here for this? Somebody accepted a last minute rush and had to redo the design multiple times due to miscuts, misplaced stones, ended up costing hours of time. Right? Yeah. We've all kind of been there. Another shop, declined a late order and avoided mistakes that really would have impacted, 6 other promised jobs. So, action step for this is identify one quality step in your process that you refuse to rush, no matter what. All right. Number 3, every yes to someone else is a no to yourself. Okay. Now let that just sit there for a second. Every time you squeeze a last minute request, you're giving something up, right? Sleep, dinner, family time, mental clarity, just resting. December, it already stretches your energy thin, and there's a limit to how much you can give before burnout really hits and sets in. Protecting your energy, that's not selfish. It is necessary for sustainability. When you said no, you choose yourself. You give yourself permission to finish your day without spiraling into stress or exhaustion. That decision, it creates space for calm instead of chaos. So, examples of this is, someone declined a rush order and made it to their kid's winter concert, right? It's something that they've missed in past years because you're giving up other stuff to get stuff done. Another one said no to a midnight mug request and instead finished existing orders calmly and then went to bed, right? So for this, let's just write down what you gain by saying no. Is it time? Is it rest? Is it clarity or peace? And make sure to keep that visible. So before we move on to 4 and 5, let's check back in and see where we are with that. We just talked about getting stick stuff last week. I know I said it happens every year right around Christmas. I didn't think it would happen until later this week into next week because it usually is right there before Christmas, which I much rather have because then that week between Christmas and New Year's, I can just kind of, Linda said, I did 30 tumblers last minute yesterday. It was a good way to get rid of inventory I had around. There is one way to look at it, Linda. Got rid of inventory I had laying around. Tim, good morning to you. What's up, Chuck? Good morning to you. Morning, Tim and Chuck from Renee. Hey, Tim from Jerry. Morning, Renee. Rosie, hello to you. Linda, congrats. That's a good order. Yeah, it is. Linda had plans for the weekend too, so make sure, right? Yeah, because you had Sylvia's birthday. Was that right? Was that Saturday that you were going to go out and do stuff? So yes, so Sunday. We'll let it slide. And hi, Chuck from Jerry. All right. Let's get back into 4 and 5. Remember, if you have questions, comments, concerns about these, go ahead. Type them out and like and subscribe and share and do all that fun stuff because, it really does help out. So number 4, boundaries create better clients. Now, customers learn how to treat you based on what you allow, right? When you consistently honor, or when you consistently, consistently, when you consistently honor your cutoff, people, they honor it too. Clear boundaries, those teach clients that your business runs on structure and on your time, not on panic and theirs. Now, the best part is the customers who respect your boundaries, those are the ones who really do become the loyal repeat buyers. They trust you because you're predictable, you're professional, and you're organized. Boundaries don't push good clients away. They attract them. So examples of this is an engraver noticed customers stop messaging late at night once she consistently enforced her deadlines. Another one found that the former rush clients became early planners the next season. So action step for this is the add a next available window note to your website, to your bio or your pin post to train customers for proactively. Hey, here, Christmas is here. So what's the next thing that people buy for? Well, as a gift giving thing, it's Valentine's Day. So if you look forward to that, when is your cutoff for that? What are you doing for that? Remember, we got to be thinking months in advance for things because we don't want to be reacting to what's going on. We want to be planning. So, number 5, your future self will thank you. The order that you didn't take is the burnout that you didn't create. Right? December, it's a marathon. Not a heads up or not a sprint. Something just popped up. Heads up. December is a marathon, not a sprint. Every boundary you set really helps you finish strong instead of collapsing at the end. Saying no today, it gives your future self more energy, better focus, and the actual enjoyment of the season. Growth isn't just measured by the money that you make. It's also measured by the peace that you protect. You're not just building a business, you're building a life that doesn't exhaust you every December. And that's really success, right? So some examples of this is one maker said her no meant that she actually enjoyed baking with her kids for the first time in years. Another one, they avoided their December breakdown simply by holding firm on the cutoff time. So the action step is just write a short note to your future self that starts with, thank you for choosing peace over panic. Right? So to recap this, here's why here's why the orders that we don't take, really are wins. Saying no means that you're running a professional business. You're protecting the quality that your customers expect. You're choosing your time, your energy, and your sanity. Boundaries create better, more respectful clients. And your future self gets peace of mind, gets peace instead of burnout. No, those weren't missed opportunities. Those are milestones for you. That is what we got for you today. If you have questions, comments, concerns, I'd love to hear them about them in the comments below. We do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Today, I am having Corey pick out a design that we can do with rhine studs. We're going to go through and kind of pick out some colors and look at some things because that's the plan for tomorrow night. On Tuesday with Todd is we're going to do some rhine studs. So make sure to tune in with that because I don't know if they've ever been featured on the YouTuber. We sell them. We sell a good amount of them. So why not feature them and show them off? So that's going to be tomorrow night, Tuesday with Todd. We're going to talk some rhine studs with it. It is the 15th of the month. If you have not upgraded your wizard, it is time to do so. You have 16 days left to still get in there on the smoking deal. So make sure you go do that before time runs out on that and you lose out on that smoking deal on it. All right, let's see. Where was Chuck's? Riches don't always come in wealth. 1,000%, Chuck. 1,000%. Let's see. Good morning from Miami. Megan stuff got shipped out. I wonder if you're supposed to get it. I think today or tomorrow. So can't wait to see Megan creates. And Tim, embroidering today, making 3D lighthouse for Christmas gift. Tim, I need 3D help today. I need to cut and press a shirt. Hope my hats finally come in to work. UPS slipping. Everybody is. Set up tent post for the end of week and much more. Tim's got a busy day there. Danny said, I had to say no to 3 customers that waited too long ago. My cutoff date was November 15th. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. And Russeline, happy early birthday to you. Man, 29 changes you. I will say that. Let's see. And God is good. What's up, brother? Hope you're having a great day. All right, so far we're here. We're live. We're breathing. We got it. So true, Chuck. and True Chuck. Hi, Chuck from Barb. And hi, Tim from Barb back there. All right. We're going to get out of here because we have we got our mentorship call that's starting in about 38 minutes. I'm getting stuff ready to go for that. We've got calls already going this morning. We got a lot to do. We got a long way to go and a short time to get there. We're going to do what they say can't be done. All right. The 18th. I have my hoodie picked out. I'll wear it. Yes. All right. I can't wait till we see it. I'm loving it. All right. You guys have an amazing day. And until next time, peace, love, press on, and we will see you then.